all about the performance. It's called the Trackhawk. It has 700 plus horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. But the reality is that this Jeep in auto mode for daily driving, it can be driven 365 days a year. It's comfortable, it's quiet, it's a refined driving experience. That's what made it the most awarded to begin with, and we haven't lost any bit of that. So the drivability, the usability, the utility of it makes it probably the most practical 700 horsepower vehicle that will ever be produced.
Our target right from the onset was to create the quickest, most powerful SUV that has ever been built. We knew we had the technology, we knew we had the powertrain background, and we've certainly got the expertise in the SRT building to be able to take and harness the energy from the supercharged Hemi and put it to the ground. Wheel spin and burnouts look good on video, but when you want to be fast and you want to be the quickest SUV, you want to be able to put that power down and not spin tires.
We're not going to compromise any of the on-road driving dynamics, the refinement, the quietness of the cabin itself, the soft touch materials, the premium nature of that driving experience. It's really refined, but then you couple it with just absolutely mind-blowing performance. It's just it's an unbelievable combination. It's almost a Jekyll and Hyde. It can fit any season, any condition. Drive it 365 days a year. It doesn't need to be 80 and sunny to take your Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. It can be rainy and 30 or snowing, and you can drive it. But if you have an opportunity to go to the track for the weekend on a track day, and take it to the drag strip, you have the perfect track weapon.
This vehicle is going to be bought by a wide range of people, and we know that. The control modes that we offer through our Select Track system set the car up in an automatic mode that maximizes the safety, potential, and power of the vehicle for all everyday drivers. As you start to gain confidence and you start to gain experience, you can step your way up to the full performance of the vehicle through sport mode and track mode. We've even got custom modes that allow people to tailor the vehicle exactly to the way they like to drive it.
Jeep has a history of bringing some high-performance SUVs to the marketplace. It started in '98 with the 5.9 Limited that was capable of 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds. Then in 2006 model year, the first SRT debuted, and now we're bringing the ultimate performance SUV to market with the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk.
We've got an incredible following as a Jeep brand. Our customers are loyal, and they let us know on a regular basis what they want.
When we started out to build a Demon, we didn't start out to compete with anyone else in the industry. We started out working from our background and being the best version of what we could be, because we are completely different. We are not trying to be a sports car. We are not trying to be a pony car. We're trying to be a street strip muscle car, and there's no one else in that space. We decided very early on in the project that the key to success on this car was going to be the last tenth. And I don't mean the 1/10 of a second in the quarter mile. I mean that last 1/10 of effort that was going to push you beyond an interesting stat into a stat that had never been done before. I mean, you start at the top of the list. Drag radials. No one's ever put drag radials on a car. They've been available in the marketplace, but they've never been put on a production car. That's a first that we're very proud of. Transmission. No one has ever put a trans brake in a production car. No one has used the air conditioning system to cool the intercoolers. The Demon engine is all new. It's not a tuned-up version of our Hellcat engine. The only part that carries over is the cylinder head. We deck-honed the block, which is something you see on high-end race car engines. New crankshaft, new connecting rods, new pistons, new camshaft, all new valve train, and a new, larger 2.7-liter supercharger. So all of those things that make it a dedicated drag car, all of those things that make it awesome on the strip, you can completely modify. You can make this car as comfortable or as crazy as you want it to be. The two most common questions I get on Demon: number one, why'd you build a car like this? And the second question after that, how much horsepower does it have? And I always tell everybody, I'll tell you the horsepower, it's amazing, but I want to explain to you the full performance package and everything that that horsepower enables. I'm going to walk you through a virtual run of what it's like to drive a Demon. You strap yourself into a 4-point harness, take your red key, fire up the most powerful V8 production engine ever put in a car. Put your car into drag mode. Once you go into drag mode, your suspension is already pre-calibrated for maximum lift off the starting line. Activate your line lock. Start spinning your drag radials. Get them hot and sticky, over 200 degrees. You literally have dripping rubber off of your tires. You creep to the starting line. Adrenaline is flowing. You're pre-staged. You're 7 inches away from launching this car. Trans brake, check. Torque reserve, check. Yellow, 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 green, launch. You leave the starting line at 1.8 Gs, harder than any car has ever accelerated off the starting line. That force puts a ton of weight on the rear end of this car, forcing the front end up in the air. It pulls a wheelie. First gear, second gear, 0 to 30 in 1 second. Third gear, you're now at 60 miles an hour in 2.3 seconds. Fourth gear, 5.1 seconds, you're doing 100 miles an hour. Now things are starting to settle in. You're really getting into this time warp and things are happening so fast. You're getting close to the end of the track. You're now doing 140 miles an hour as you cross the finish line in 9.65 seconds. You have just driven this production car faster than any production car has ever finished the quarter mile. So fast, in fact, that after the NHRA certified that time, they banned it from competition. And it took 840 horsepower and 770 pound-feet of torque to do that. Being banned from the NHRA with this car at first sounds like a negative, but reality is it's really huge street credibility for this car.
The 2017 Cadillac CTS-V. As formidable on the track as it is comfortable on the road, the CTS-V is equipped with 640 horsepower, the most powerful engine in its segment. Designed with performance and style in mind, the CTS-V is equal parts power and sophistication. The aerodynamic exterior speaks softly, yet command presence, with air-extracting hood vents designed to cool the engine and optimize the driving experience. The Cadillac CTS-V, pinnacle of performance.
The task for us was, on one side, to go for next generation, but on the other side, to build up what the current Continental is. To renew the car, we had to do something different. Think about what can we improve. We have to make it more modern, apply another styling, another technology. Bentley Dynamic Ride system allows us to tune the car to a sporty behavior, but also to a Grand Tourer comfortable behavior. The system keeps the cabin completely stable. 12 cylinders are always the pinnacle of engines you can have in the car, and we redefined this engine now for the new Continental. It's the first time that we use a double clutch system in our car, and that brings us the possibility really to accelerate, to shift without any interruptions. So it's a constant flow where you can get then the torque to the road. The all-wheel drive system is a new one. This gives us the possibility to distribute the torque between the front and the rear wherever you need it. The body structure in this car is completely new, and it's a mixed material structure, mainly in aluminium, but on the structure, wherever needed, we also have steel. In some areas you need the stiffness, in other areas it's okay just to have aluminium. And this combination brings us a stiff car on one side, but also a light car. To deliver these sharp lines on the body, we use a technology which is called superforming. And this is an aerospace-based technology. Interior of the car is a celebration of craftsmanship. The materials we have chosen is a mixture of modern materials, but also of materials which everybody is used inside of a Bentley. We did a lot of testing with the car, around 1 million kilometers, and we have been everywhere where the car will be driven by the customers. I think the new car will completely redefine the Continental.
This car was not built for the open road. This is the car that the open road was built for. This is the Mercedes-AMG GT C Roadster. If you ever wanted to know what happens when the legendary Mercedes-AMG engineers really let loose, here is your answer. Every drop of passion, emotion, motorsport obsession, and engineering genius has been channeled into the creation of the Mercedes-AMG GT C Roadster. It's powered by a hand-built 4.0-liter V8 bi-turbo engine, capable of delivering 550 horsepower. It'll take you from 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds to a top speed of 196 miles per hour. But the GTC Roadster isn't about the numbers. It's about the feeling, the emotion, the roar, and the thrust of raw power. It's about you, the road, and a car that is the automotive equivalent of pure adrenaline. The exclusive hot and cool design language throughout perfectly conveys the driving experience. From the eye-catching vertical grille to the broad, muscular stance. This is not a car for the faint of heart. It is anything but a safe choice. But it is comforting to know that it comes equipped with all the onboard intelligence and advanced safety technology you expect from a Mercedes-Benz. In a long and storied line of classic roadsters, it is perhaps our most complete and most exciting achievement yet. Introducing the Mercedes-AMG GT C Roadster. Engineered for the open road.
Ein Zitat von Ferry Porsche aus dem Jahr 1989 und eine Überzeugung, die nicht jeder teilte. Die Zweifel waren daher groß und die Anforderungen an das Fahrzeug waren sogar noch größer. Der Erfolg hat schlussendlich alle überzeugt. Denn mit dem Cayenne haben wir es geschafft, einen echten Sportwagen zu bauen, mit der DNA aus dem legendären 911, aber mit einer bis dahin nicht dagewesenen Kombination aus On-Road und Off-Road-Performance. 2002 haben wir den Cayenne der Weltöffentlichkeit vorgestellt und bis heute haben wir über 700.000 Cayenne verkauft. Und Zweifel hat heute keiner mehr. Der Cayenne ist ein Sportwagen für die ganze Familie oder auch nur für Sie allein. Mit sportlicher Performance, Komfort, Alltagstauglichkeit und digitaler Vernetzung. Die Cayenne Platinum Edition. Mit der Platinum Edition haben wir den Cayenne nochmal verfeinert, haben ihm sozusagen den letzten Feinschliff verpasst. Und mit den jetzt neu verfügbaren S-Modellen sind wir nochmal sportlicher geworden. Bestes Beispiel, der Cayenne S Platinum. Motorleistung 309 kW, 420 PS, Beschleunigung von 0 auf 100 in 5,5 Sekunden und Höchstgeschwindigkeit 259 km/h. Mit Big Xenon-Scheinwerfern mit Porsche Dynamic Light System, unserem dynamischen Kurvenlicht, 21 Zoll Sport Edition Rädern in Platinum Seidenglanz und der Privacy-Verglasung.